wow, I'm live on YouTube. Yay. I'm always multi-stream from OBS to YouTube and Twitch. And for some reason, Twitch starts immediately, and then like YouTube, I have to like fight it. I have to like punch it in the face and be like, rah, 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 rah. I will say real quick, well, I do want to like yap and just uh wait a little bit for anybody else to get in because I started a little early, which is the common practice over here to just start early. It's because I am a ball of anxiety and I hate being late to things, so I just start early. That and this streaming shit confuses me, okay? Okay, can we be real? Can we be honest? This streaming shit confuses me. It confuses me a lot. I don't know if that's going. That's muted. I'm also like monitoring my own stream on another page. So I'm trying to make sure I don't have echo. It's so funny. You can see my mouse as I'm like doing the control stuff. Okay. So we are watching Solve It Squad Back in Biz. Solve It Squad Back in Biz is a table read, which means there are no visuals except for like this cool little intro animatic that I even set it up so I can switch it so we can watch the little intro. I have the setup a little different, and that means that I can't really monitor chat, which is fine because I feel like everybody who watches me lurks anyway, which I'm okay with lurkers. I love lurkers. We're lurker friendly here. We are very lurker friendly here. I should write a pinned chat. What should I write? Solve It Squad Back in Biz is a table read stream. I've seen the OG Solve It Squad. It Squad so many times. I could probably recite it from memory, which is true. But somehow I missed the table reads. There we go. Somehow I missed the table read. That works. Okay. I missed the table read. Oh, Solve to Squad. Wow, I love typos. I'm usually so much better with like proofreading, but I literally just got back from work and I should have I pin it from over here. I guess I can. Oop, pinned. Let me pin it on Twitch. Fix the typo since I realized after I send it back in Biz. OG, not the OIG. Oh my gosh. But somehow I missed the table read. The table read? I think that's correct. Okay. YouTube will have to deal with my typos. I'm sorry, gang. Manually or end of stream. Thank you. Why do you make me do it on both? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Pinned message. Have I said everything I wanted to say? I think so. Oh, that I won't oh, I do think I said this. Did I say this? I'll say it again in case I didn't, because my brain's a little fried. With the way this is set up, that I have like two monitors, I'm gonna be drawing on one, and well, I'm listening to it on the other, so I think I can just put this on top. I don't think I need to. I might not be super attentive to the chat. I'm not ignoring you. It's just lots of balls to juggle. Lots of balls in the air. You know how it is. You know how it is. Okay. So I want to put this one on top. Tell me how the volume is. And I need to have my clip my clip studio on top. So look, I can draw. Let me actually use my get my stylus out. I can draw. I also messed with my mic settings to like stop the tablet scratching noise because when I was watching my streams back, because I do that. I heard it and I didn't like it and it annoyed me. So I messed with the settings and hopefully this fixes it. If not, I don't know. We're just gonna stay scuffed. Okay, gang? Okay. Solve It Squad to the dog rescue.
Back in Biz was a live stream reading event originally broadcast in the winter of 2021.
Thank you,
featuring
Joey.
episodes from the Solve It Squad animated series being developed by Tin Can Bros. These
I hope we get
are those
the Solve
episodes.
It Squad animated series.
Cold open. Interior Solve It Squad Clubhouse Day. The squad is jammed into the old Solve It Squad HQ, a treehouse adorned with maps, drawings, and memorabilia from their childhood exploits. It's way too small for 4 adults in their 30s. Keith, a delusional bro who likely peaked in high school, attempts to take charge.
All right, squad, let's get to work.
POV of Instagram, where Gwen is live streaming their meeting. She
She's
feigns
just
the
like me for real.
bubbliness of an influencer with ease, relentlessly shrewd in pursuit of the limelight.
Yes, the rumors are true. The Solve It Squad is back in biz.
I think she'd have the little.
Tell him what we're doing.
Keith enters frame, and the flurry of hearts on the screen instantly turn to thumbs down emoji.
Sure thing, babe. Looks like we got big trouble at the Little Mayberry Zoo. It seems, fam, that their one and only ferocious tiger has gone missing.
Scraggs, a straight-laced, gangly, and slightly jumpy man, interrupts.
Easy there, Keith. The details of squad operation should remain within the squad. Bad guys have Instagram too.
Gwen flips the camera back to herself.
One read your line, please.
Ooh, a hot take, Scraggs. What do you all think?
Thank
Send a kissy face if you agree.
Send a
Esther
kissy
scoffs.
face.
They are brilliant, paranoid, and heavily self-medicated.
Great idea,
Just
Gwen.
like me, for real.
I'm sure you'll get thoughtful feedback from all those Russian bots.
One of these.
Okay,
What the fuck
let's
does
put away
Keith
the
even look
phones
like?
and
Let's
focus up,
just-
squad. We need to debrief from last week's mess before we move on to new business.
One of those, and
Post-mortem,
everybody's just like,
let me handle this.
"Fuck
My
this fuck
character
boy."
ended every episode of Officer Dr. Cop MD with one.
Well, as the ex-cop of the
Officer
group,
Dr.
my
Cop,
real-life
yes!
knowledge is probably a bit more relevant than your experience on a TV show that kind of jumped the shark after season 2, Gwen.
You watched it?
Scraggs stands
Just
up,
like
bumps
me.
his head on the low ceiling, and hobbles over to a whiteboard.
Okay. 1. During the stakeout, we needed someone to alert us when the culprit left out of the back of his trailer.
Okay, I'm sorry I forgot to charge the walkie-talkies.
And 2, we needed someone to sniff out the culprit's cologne at the science fair.
It's not my fault. Mass market scents all smell like bleach.
Well,
Not the
Gwen, we should
bleach.
hold ourselves to a higher standard.
We've been solving shit like this since we were kids, Scraggs. We always catch the bad guy. It's in our blood.
Esther lights a joint, takes one long drag, and burns the entire thing. With the remaining filter, they do a bump of cocaine, then shotgun a beer, and then let out a huge burp.
This is way
Scraggs
too
grabs the
big.
can and throws it out the window.
I was excited, so I
snatches it
made
out of the
Esther
air.
really big.
Sports!
Keith desperately tries to shake out the last few drops into his mouth.
Okay, well, forgive me if I don't want to make the same goof-ups we made as tweens. If we're
Not the
If
same.
we're gonna
goof ups
do
we
this
made as
again, I
twins.
want to
Ooh,
do it right. All right, we need someone or there was something to
big ass
keep
glasses.
us focused and our morale up. I mean, for
big
Pete's sake,
ass
I'm 35
glasses.
and I don't want to regret getting another Klubert. Was an integral part of our, and yes, totally irreplaceable. But I mean, who are we? Who am I without that dynamic? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you should just
Beat.
be like,
The squad takes that in.
That you desperately miss Klubert and you want us to get a new group dog?
Yes, please, God, I want that so bad. Please.
Oh, this post Nordstrom just got real, son.
wait. Okay. Hold up. OBS. This one. Okay.
Dynamic.
Animated intro, let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Beat. The squad takes that in.
That you desperately
I've been
miss
so
Bluebird
excited.
and you want us to get a new group dog?
I scrubbed through
Yes,
the
please, God, I want this so
stream for my
bad.
thumbnail,
Oh,
and I was
oh,
like,
this
I was
post
like,
Nordstrom just got real, son.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Back in 1995, four meddlesome teens and their talking dog Kluber.
He looks so cute.
By solving mysteries
I actually fuck with this art style so hard.
They call themselves the Solid Squad. Cracking cases in the 90s style, showing crooks crime never pays.
Hey! Hey! Yes, he did. That sucked. Oh, Keith has the beer belly now. Yeah, look at him. Look at his character design. Yeah! I was so excited. Okay, wait. Now I do this, and we're back. Perfect. That's so good. I was scrolling through the video for a wow, I can speak English. I was scrolling through the video for a thumbnail and I saw that animated bit and I was like, oh, is there an intro? Is there an intro? But I didn't want to spoil myself. Solid Squad to the dog rescue.
Act 1.
She looks so miserable.
Exterior
Bye.
Puppy Ranch. Morning. The squad is getting a tour of Rhoda's Ark from the owner, Rhoda, who wears bedazzled pink glasses.
Is that
The ranch is
Giovanni?
overflowing with dogs, cats, and even farm animals.
I
The
don't
animals'
even see them,
dominion
but I
over the
think
yard
that's
is chaotic and a
Giovanni.
bit sad.
Growing up Catholic, lots of gals fell hard for the big guy upstairs, but WWND is what I always said. What would Noah do?
Not Noah.
Animals have souls, you know, more so than most humans. But you're not here for a sermon. You're here for dogs, right?
They pass some dogs.
So there's Buckwheat, and that's Detective Axel Foley under the porch. There's Sherman Clump cooling off by the tree there. They're all named after Eddie Murphy characters because he's my favorite.
I love that for her.
A cute dog sidles up to Rhoda. She picks him up in profile.
Rhoda.
Aw, how about little Norbit here? Very well adjusted considering his run-in with animal control.
She turns the dog around to reveal a robotic arm and a Terminator eye. Keith looks away in fright. Rhoda puts Norbit down and he playfully lolls away.
Actually, Rhoda, Scrags is too nice to tell you this, but we're in a bit of a
I keep
hurry,
making
and
them
he's
too
looking
big.
for something very specific.
Yeah.
Here's Rhoda.
Do you have any
Is
talking dogs?
A pregnant pause while Rhoda sizes him up.
Talking dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got those. But I have to charge you a higher adoption fee than, say, Pluto Nash here.
She holds up a dog-sized iron lung with a tiny wheezy dog inside.
Not the dog-sized iron lung.
I don't think we could ever love a dog like that.
Suit yourself, honey. Make a left at the hog pen, a right at the kitty corral, and they're all in that soundproof barn. You can't miss it.
Scrags nods and exits, followed by Gwen. We hear a mooing off screen.
Oh, time to offer
his
some moral
leash.
support to a cow who's giving birth.
Interior
what do
talkie
iron
barn
lungs look
moments
like?
later.
Like this.
The barn echoes with animal sounds mixed with the chatter of talking.
Oh, how about this little sweetie? She's got eyes like Klubert.
Gwen picks up a naive dog.
Oh no, this is all just a big misunderstanding. My family will be back to get me any day now.
Oh.
Bless your delusional little heart.
She sets the dog down, repulsed. Scrag walks over to pick up a hard-eyed pup.
Choosing a dog is an art, not a science, Gwen. Sure, you're considering breed, age, and pre-existing health conditions, but you're also looking for that, je ne sais quoi, that indelible first impression, that
What the fuck
memorable
does
meet cute
that
you'll
one
never
emoji
forget.
look like?
I'll suck
Like
your
the
dick
little,
if you
like-
adopt me.
That's the dog I'm drawing. Fuck
this
the
ain't
cute
it.
dog.
Exterior puppy ranch pasture later. Esther, Keith, and Rhoda approach the cow pen.
Me, I tumbled out of my stroller at 9 months old and lived amongst the squirrels in an old oak tree for 3 days until my parents found me. So wildlife and me, we have a special connection.
She puts on enormous rubber gloves and enters the pen where Belinda, a cow, is mooing loudly in the efforts of childbirth.
Then I'm sure you were pretty bummed when you heard someone in Mayberry stole a tiger from the zoo last night.
Folks will pay a pretty penny to have a big cat of their own. And meanwhile, I can't even pay people to take home these vagrant pups. It breaks my heart. I hope you find the scoundrel.
Well, Mayberry's pretty small, so if we can eliminate the locals, it'll just leave everyone else in the entire world as a suspect.
Rhoda has positioned herself near the rear of the heaving cow.
I'll keep an ear out for you. Will you give me a hand? I gotta make sure Belinda here doesn't slip and
Not
crush her
Belinda.
calf.
Oh, jeez.
I can't. His K-Swiss are brand new.
Don't mind Keith. He's emasculated around anything that demonstrates a female's biological superiority. But not me.
Not the biological
Shall I
superiority.
stick my hand up Belinda's ass?
No, but I may need you to administer a sedative.
Oh, okay, rad.
Rhoda hands a syringe to Esther, who squirts some of the sedative in their mouth, swishes it around, and swallows.
Careful, boy, you're in the splash zone.
Off screen, a loud moo and a wet plunk. Keith's eyes go wide, and he promptly passes out. Interior Talkie Barn
Rip Keith.
later. Scraggs is on his hands and knees amongst the dogs. Gwen sits on a bale of hay,
Fuck,
modeling a
this kid's hair
cowboy
look
hat
like?
for a selfie.
I don't know, Gwen. None of these dogs are as smart
Rip
or as
Keith.
quippy or as cute as Cluebird.
We get it. Cluebird is impossible to replace. So don't. Maybe you need some cat energy in your life.
No, it has to be a rescue dog. I just don't want to force it.
Well, if these options have too much personality, there's this amazing breeder in Delaware that Goop recommended.
Gwen!
And Gwen. I was joking.
She wasn't. Scraggs considers a few more dogs.
We've built this city. We've built this city on treats and bones.
I think I'm just gonna draw these fucking dogs.
Hey, kid, I don't want to belong to any kennel that would have me as a member.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't take me home, I'll still suck your dick.
Oh.
Almost ready to give up, Scraggs spots the rattiest dog in the bunch cowering near the back of the barn.
I think this
He
is our
instantly
drawing.
feels pity and love for it. Emotional music swells.
Oh my
Scraggs walks over
God.
and offers his hand up for a sniff.
It's
He
a
slowly
papa!
goes in for the pet.
Hey, little buddy. I'm Scraggs. What's your name? Huh?
The dog coughs a couple times to clear his throat, as if he hasn't spoken in ages. When the voice finally comes out, it sounds a little hoarse, like nails against a chalkboard.
Hi, I'm Donkey. Are you my new dad?
Exterior zoo tiger cage day. The squad is spread out near the empty tiger cage, speaking with the zoned out zookeeper.
I swear to God, if Doinky
Keith
dies.
is caked in dry mud from his fainting spell. Scraggs has
I
Doinky on a
swear to
leash.
God, if Doinky dies.
Oh, okay. So
This is
you went to the
Doinky.
bathroom before your final rounds of the night, and in that time, the tiger was stolen?
Yeah, I was on the can reading an article my sister sent me written by some guy named Ronan Farrow. Boy, is he thorough.
Oh, I just retweeted that this morning. I thought it was such a brave headline.
So after your break, did you notice if the culprit left anything behind? Bubblegum wrapper, a footprint, clumps of hair?
I mean, this is a zoo. I don't think you'd be able to tell what's human hair and what's animal hair.
Oh.
I want
I
to
know.
fuck up his other arm.
Keith calls out
Just
from
like-
the empty
there we
tiger
go.
cage.
That's
Is it
Twinkie.
normal for a tiger to take such a big
That's
dump?
Doinky.
Well, they often release their bowels after being tranquilized.
Maybe I should give
What?
him another
You
little
sedate the animals?
thing.
Oh, no. I figure the culprit did it before snatching up the tiger. Maybe with
Damn,
this
so tiger
dart.
shit himself.
Ken pulls out a small dart. Esther quickly grabs it with her jacket sleeve.
God, it's so cool, man. Fucking A. Whatever fingerprints were on this are totally compromised.
but the scent may not be. Doinky, hey, why don't you take a whiff of this, all right? Can you pick up any strange
I
smells?
love Doinky.
Donkey gives a hesitant sniff and perks up. Alert, he begins zigzagging around the grounds following a scent.
Yes, Doinky.
Oh,
Go, Doinky.
there you go, buddy.
Go,
Donkey sniffs up
Doinky.
to Keith's foot.
Scruggs, I swear I'm being framed.
Donkey quickly moves on and sniffs elsewhere.
Nice, proven innocent.
The squad follows Donkey past the bathrooms and into the zookeeper's office.
Okay.
Donkey makes his way over to a small table in the corner with monitors
Where is
showing the
this? There we
security
go.
footage.
Oh, yeah. The security tapes. I forgot about those.
Bruh.
Ken, you are the worst witness.
Donkey sniffs around the keyboard in the tape deck.
Love Doinky.
What is it, buddy? Smell something fishy?
Was the catnapper in
Oh,
here?
his little,
Did they
like,
mess with the security tapes?
little button knife.
Donkey lifts up his leg and starts spraying piss all over the equipment. Everything
Oh.
short circuits and the monitors go black.
Oh,
Interior zookeeper office moments later. The aftermath. Ken is trying to soak up the piss with paper towels. Gwen is blow drying the tape deck, and Keith is dipping tapes in a bowl of rice. Esther is working on salvaging the last night's tape. Scraggs is consoling Doinky.
Did I do bad?
Yes.
Are you?
How do you draw a dog pissing?
What? No, you're.
This is
you are
not what a
marking
dog
new
looks like,
territory.
but
That's
it's
a totally
Doinky, so
normal
it's okay.
And healthy thing to do.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Scraggs. This piss is thick and kind of red.
Looks like Donkey has the UTA of UTIs.
Well, regardless, Doinky led us to our first solid lead. Esther, how's that
They
tape looking?
pissed all over it.
It's looking like an absolute nightmare, but I'm working on it. Back in the day,
I'm
I used to
imagining like
fix
one of
cum
those like
damaged
square
VHS
computers.
tapes
I
from
know this is
Blockbuster.
like
This
with
is no
Instagram, but
fun.
if this is a
And
publicly
bingo.
funded zoo, we know
Esther
they have
pops the
no
tape in and
fucking
fast
money.
forwards through the
So
previous day's footage.
Where are all the guests?
his like
Was he
fucked
just
up
an
little tail. There we
especially
go.
shitty tiger?
And it's
Well,
supposed to look like
now
that.
that
It's
you
thick.
mention it, attendance
It's
is probably
thick
low because the
piss.
circus is in town. Hell,
Piss.
that's where I'd be if I wasn't working.
Thick piss.
Oh my god, what? Already? Oh, I hope there were still tickets. The Rothman and Ringting Traveling Circus is the best.
And you don't think
Management
they stole your
wouldn't want me to
tiger?
tell you this, but the circus is our toughest competition.
They definitely
Our
stole a
animals are
fucking tiger.
probably happier though, since we don't torture them into performing deadly tricks.
Wow, way to ruin that for me.
Keep your
Oh.
grown ass man.
So now you tell us there's an ongoing feud between the only purveyors of big cats in town. It's like pulling teeth with you, Ken.
I didn't see how it was relevant.
Ken, sweetie, they're called suspects, and we determine their motive to solve the mystery. Is this
Like,
your first
like
time being a
along.
witness in a major crime?
Oh, well, wait. Stop the tape, Esther.
Two hooded catnappers appear on screen next to the tiger's cage, but the damaged footage makes it hard to discern any detail. They break the lock on the cage with bolt cutters and climb inside.
That's not what a
As
cowboy
the
hat
tiger
looks
approaches,
like.
they shoot it
That's
with a
what a
dart and
cowboy
it
hat
falls
looks.
to the ground.
Maybe this zoo circus feud has escalated,
This is a
and they've
confused,
resorted
like,
to
blue
stealing your
light,
attractions to
no.
improve theirs. Ain't that right, Doinky?
They turn to Doinky, who's eating a dry tape out of the piss-soaked rice.
My tummy hurts.
Oh, criminy.
Scruggs tries to finger the tape out of his mouth.
I spot two guilty parties, meaning double trouble. Therefore, we should probably get a second opinion. New plan.
Two people can work at a circus.
New plan! We pay a visit to my uncle Wyatt. He is a big game hunter who tried to take me to Kenya to hunt elephants on my 8th birthday, but my mom called him a pathetic sociopath, so he ghosted us for like 6 years. If
Bro, your
anyone
mom
could
was right.
identify the source of this dart, it's him.
I want to meet his uncle.
Or
Please.
we could just look up local
Please, Tin
distributors
Can
on
Bro.
the tranquilizer
Please,
dart
Tin Can Bros.
manufacturer's
Please.
website.
Please.
Gwen starts typing on her phone.
Fine, Keith. You and Gwen, you head to your uncle's house, and Doinky, Esther, and I will see what we can find at the circus.
Splitting up. But keeping the power couple
drop
together. I
Donkey
like your
again.
style, Scraggs.
I have no interest in meeting your uncle. I'd rather die. Or worse, go to the circus.
Great. It's settled.
Keith tries to put his arm around Gwen and is rebuffed.
Get him,
Well,
Gwen.
Doinky, this would be the perfect time to shout out a quirky catchphrase.
Angle on Doinky, who has a disturbingly bulbous mass protruding from his rear.
My anus collapsed.
Everyone gasps in disgust.
I'd wear that on a t-shirt.
I'm not drawing his collapsed anus.
Act
I
2,
have standards.
Exterior circus tent, afternoon. Scraggs and Esther approach the
I love
entrance of
his
a big
little
top
like
circus
fucked up
tent.
puppet
They're
though.
greeted by Jerome, a cheery usher.
Step right up, folks. Here to experience an afternoon of sheer wonder.
If we have to. Do you take Bitcoin?
Yes, we do. Bitcoin, Litecoin, coins as big as your head. The circus industry may be dying out, but we like to stay current. See?
Jerome scans Esther's phone, then notices Doinky.
I'm sorry, sir, but no pets allowed.
Oh, he's not a pet. He's a service animal.
Do you have papers? Notarized papers?
Well, no, but
Fun
I have
fact.
a very serious case of self-diagnosed anxiety. Look, I promise he'll be
Fun
no trouble.
fact. Legally,
Okay. A
They can only
promise
ask
is a
2
promise, as we circus
questions.
folk like to say.
one
Jerome unhooks a velvet rope and welcomes
is
them in.
it a
As they pass,
service
Doinky leans over and bites Jerome's hand.
dog?
Ow! You
And then
promised me no
2.
Get Get out of here!
What
Oh,
Can we
task?
get a refund?
Security!
Esther and
Is
Scraggs briskly walk away.
It
Oh, gee
performing.
whiz, Doinky. What'd you have to go and do that for?
service dog papers actually don't exist at all.
2 clown security officers
Service dog
run out of
papers
pictures.
are not real.
Esther and Scraggs hide behind a family photo op and stick their faces in the cutouts. Esther is the dad, Scraggs is the mom, and Doinky is the baby. Jerome points in the direction they went, and the security guards turn and crash into each other, falling down like it's a bit. They get up, pantomime getting into a security golf cart, and drive away in the opposite direction.
We gotta keep a low profile.
Say cheese!
Camera flash. A photographer snaps a pic of them. Exterior
I'm trying to
Wyatt's
go
house,
fast.
day.
I'm trying to go
Keith
fast
and
as
Gwen
fuck.
walk up a long, unkempt driveway to the front door of a big, musty house. Keith rings the doorbell, and it makes the sound of a rifle shot and an elephant trumpeting. No answer.
Bet Scraggs and Esther are finding so many good content opportunities. Meanwhile, I'm stuck here at this gross ass house that does, frankly, not fit my Instagram aesthetic.
Keith reaches up to the
There's
brass door knocker shaped like an
Doinky.
elephant head and pushes in on the 2 tusks.
Yes.
A spare key pops out of its mouth.
I already forgot what the fuck Scrag
We'll
looks
scout
like.
through my Uncle
I know
Wyatt's
it's just
weapon
like
cache to
Joey.
learn
Does
more
he have a
about our
mustache?
mystery
Wait,
dart. Think of it like a great adventure, babe.
where's my?
Keith
where's-
opens the door, and it lets out a long
Yes, he
creak.
does.
Interior, Wyatt's
I'm
foyer.
good.
They look around the dim and cavernous entryway.
There
Gwen
he
pushes
is.
past Keith and
This is
begins
kinda
recording herself
shitty.
on her phone.
Hey guys, so we are here in this
She has
creepy
titties.
old house
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
some
titties.
sleuthing. Isn't this fun?
And that's Doinky.
This really isn't enough light.
That's
for
his
decent
tongue. That's its
exposure,
actual
even with
size. He has
mode.
cancer
Gwen flicks a
everywhere.
light switch on the wall.
Gwen, no!
Keith tackles her out of the way just as 24 arrows fire at the spot where Gwen was just standing. Keith ends up laying directly on top of Gwen. She looks at Keith
Is
deeply
Nick also gonna be
as
the
her eyes
uncle?
begin to well up with tears.
Keith,
That's Nick, right? Or is it
Chapstick
somebody
is
else that I'm
digging
being
into
a little
my hip.
silly?
Right.
Little silly Billy.
Chapstick.
They climb back to their feet.
a booby trap. Paranoid much?
Well, he started
Somebody
doing it when I
just-
was in high school to keep me from raiding his liquor cabinet. But I was unstoppable. Back then, I was called Keith the Thief.
Keith gives a disgusting wink at Gwen, grabs her by the hand, and runs down the hall Ninja Warrior style, just barely avoiding obstacles. He hopscotches past a row of enormous bear traps that snap closed just as they passed. They rebound off the wall to avoid a trapdoor that drops open and spews 10-foot flames. Finally, they grab the chandelier and
Chapstick.
swing across a chasm to avoid a spinning saw blade pendulum.
Yes.
On the other end of the foyer, Keith
His dick's
stands with
definitely
Gwen
not
in
that
a
big. It's more
triumphant
of
but pained
a little
pose.
like that. Yeah.
Easy.
I gave him too much meat.
Easy.
I need to rectify
Exhaustion
that.
immediately sets in, and he
Oh my
steadies
goodness.
himself on the table, triggering one last trap. The vase tips over, and a golf ball rolls out and down a track, activating a series of Rube Goldberg contraptions.
So this is
Gwen
where he
sees where
gets
this
the
is
trap
going and
fetish
pushes
from.
them one step to
Understood.
the left, just narrowly avoiding a net that falls where they were just standing.
Yeah, sure, Indiana bonehead.
The sound of a gun cocking. Keith spins around and comes face to face with the business end of a blunderbuss aimed by a grizzled old man.
I wasn't expecting company.
Exterior circus backstage later.
Oh, here's your
Performers are coming and going, warming up and chatting with each other. A firebringer roasts a turkey leg by blowing flames on it and then takes a bite. A high flyer walks past gossiping to a sword swallower.
If Julie doesn't shut up about her podcast, I'm literally going to drop her on her head. And it won't be an accident this time.
The sword
Icon.
swallower tries to nod in agreement, but gags on the sword that's down their throat. Scrags and Esther duck behind a trailer.
Ugh, damn, we stick out like sore thumbs back here.
Esther grabs some disguises off a passing rack of costumes. They wrap themselves in a sequin scarf and put a clown nose on Scrags.
No, this is what I want. I want to draw Scrags with the
Esther,
clown
this
nose.
can't possibly work.
A unicyclist rides past them.
Hey, Rod. Hey, Monica.
Right. Let's split up and see if we can find that tiger. Why don't you and Doinky look by the wheel of death over there, and I'll go check by the cage of death.
They split, but Donkey stays
Not the
frozen
wheel
between
of
them.
death and the cage of death.
Doinky, come on, what's wrong?
But what about Mom?
Huh?
Esty is my mom?
No, Doinky. Esther is more like a kooky cousin.
Mommy?
One drum as a small
Scrags,
clown,
I'm gonna
as a
need
sad
you to either
clown.
make it stop or slit my throat right here and now.
Just a little separation anxiety. Come on, buddy.
He picks up Doinky and begins a Snoop ballet, gracefully transitioning from one hiding spot to the next. They twirl behind a popcorn cart and appear on the other side, snacking on some popcorn.
This is what he looks like on
They
the
aikido roll
inside.
over to the corn dog stand and fluidly house a corn dog in one bite. Finally, Scrag spins around a cotton candy machine, covering himself in fluffy pink candy, which he promptly slurps up in one fell swoop. Scrag licks
Oh,
his
whoops.
fingers and surveys some tents and trailers.
There we go.
All right, Doinky. Looks like we just need to get over to... Doinky?
Scraggs realizes he's holding an empty harness. Doinky's gone. Interior Wyatt's hallway, simultaneous. Keith and Gwen casually
Is
stroll
Doinky
down
gonna
the
get
hallway
fucking
with
eaten by the
Keith's Uncle
tiger?
Wyatt, who is resetting the bear traps.
Were those saw blades new, Uncle Wyatt?
I want
Yep.
to draw my king.
Never get to see them in action, though. Amazon delivery guys don't make it past the bear traps. But I like to keep things
Not the
interesting.
bear traps.
Speaking of which...
I think he's
Wyatt's
kind of
eyes
built.
dart to Gwen.
Oh, right, Uncle Wyatt. This is the love of my life.
Ayo.
I'm his work acquaintance, Gwen Berrywood. We're hoping to talk to you about the big
I
game
assume he
show.
has like those
Pick your
big ass
brain on
cargo
ammunition
shorts.
and see if you had a pastel colored wall that might photograph well.
I
preferably
always
with
draw
natural
too
light.
big on this canvas.
Anything
I
for
think
my
I'm just
most
not
favorite
used to
nephew,
this
little
aspect
Kiki.
ratio.
Wyatt ruffles
Not little
Keith's hair.
Kiki.
Keith, embarrassed,
Not little
changes the subject
Kiki.
to the huge variety of taxidermy animal busts lining the walls. Some of them are famous cartoon animals.
So, in addition to his excellent traps, Uncle Wyatt was a world-class huntsman.
You
Fucking
don't hunt
Daffy.
Well, with regulations increasing every year, it's become harder to hunt exotic animals in the wild. We used to
And
take to the
Bugs Bunny
plains
is
and
up there. I don't even know what the hell
slaughter
Bugs Bunny
everything in
looks
a
like from
furry
memory.
bloodbath. Oh,
What the fuck
how
does
we
Bugs
would
Bunny
laugh.
look like? Is this
But the
Bugs?
private hunting
No,
parks
that's
have taken
wrong.
all the joy out of
Or
it.
is it? Oh, I bumped my
Any chance
microphone.
The animals in those private parks are stolen?
Oh,
Damn.
very likely. But you quickly learn to keep your trap shut, or risk becoming the most dangerous game yourself,
Ayo.
because they'd kill you.
Not unless
Good
you
to
killed them
know.
first, right?
Wyatt nods gravely as they walk past the bust of a human head mounted on the wall.
That's what I'm trying.
I can't help but notice that you don't have any lions or tigers.
Ah, yes, big cats. My white whale. Metaphorically speaking, of course, I've slaughtered countless whales. But lions and tigers were the ones that got away. Speaking of which, Kiki, glad to see you're finally over that gal you
This
were
is
obsessed with
Craig.
in high school.
It's Craig.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that or anything.
Oh, I'd
Rip
like
Craig.
to hear more.
Rip.
What was her name?
Rip Craig.
Tiffany? Daphne?
Taffany, her name was Taffany.
Kiki
Okay.
was obsessed
Cause
with
of
Daphne.
death.
And when she dumped him, it broke
Snitch.
his little heart. Couldn't get him to stop crying for months.
He told the EPA
Completely
what was
destroyed
happening.
him and some of my favorite rifles.
Not the
course.
rifles.
Dermatologists say that tears are incredibly corrosive.
Ooh, she's sharp. Kiki, this one's a keeper. That Taffany girl was a total airhead, though she did cut a nice figure. And actually, Miss Barrywood, you quite resemble her. Hell, you could even be her mother.
Gwen is
Ayo.
immediately irritated.
Ah, the ghosts of our past. They haunt us forever, don't they?
Wyatt turns to look back down the long hallway at all the creatures he's killed. A gust of wind rushes through the hall, echoing with the voices of the dead animals.
I had a family.
kind of family, Bugs
Exterior
Bunny.
circus backstage, simultaneous. Scraggs is searching for Doinky in a full-blown panic.
That's not what I wanted.
Behind a crate,
That's
he
what I
spots
wanted.
Doinky walking up to identical twin jugglers, throwing clubs at each other.
Doinky, get back here.
Oh, hi, little friend.
Juggler 1 puts down his clubs and goes to pet Doinky, who promptly bites his hand.
Ah, my hand. I'll never juggle again.
Rip.
Finally, I'm going solo.
Scraggs runs out into the opening
Oh,
and
the
snatches
cameras
up
get
Doinky,
the
but they are
hats are
immediately
getting
spotted by the
complicated
clown
out.
security officers.
There they are.
The clowns run towards them, but Esther darts out in front, closes an invisible door, locks it, and swallows an invisible key. The clowns bang on the door, unable to get through. Esther, Scraggs, and Doinky run around the corner to the animal cages.
You saved me, Mommy.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I had my tubes tied at 20.
They begin poking around a large empty cage. Inside are broken chairs covered in claw marks, signs of a tiger. But curiously, they also find black and orange paint residue and foot-long strips of fur. The ringleader, Mimi, approaches,
security.
fully decked out in a crimson tailcoat and a bowler hat.
Hey, this area is closed to the general public,
She notices their ridiculous get-ups.
and we don't hold open auditions.
Oh, hi. We're not here to audition, although I can do that thumb trick. So,
Make this guy a little
anyway, could you point us toward whoever is in
chunky
charge
guy.
here?
Let me do this.
Mimi
Just
begins
big-ass
to point
hands.
away, and she slowly brings her arm back around to point at
Has
herself.
to do one of these
grinning
because he's so
slyly.
tiny. This is our
Cute.
security.
When your family's been in the circus for generations
This is
like mine
security.
has, you
Oh, hi,
can't help but
Giovanni.
clown around.
A musician with a handful of cymbals drops them, making a ba-dum-tsh sound.
I'm Mimi, ringleader and owner. But seriously, you can't be here during showtime.
We know. Security's already after us. It's cool. I'm Esther, and this is Scraggs.
Doinky jumps on a beach ball and tries to balance, but falls flat on his face.
And that pitiful rat is Doinky. Now, we're investigating a tiger thief in the area, wondering if you've seen anything suspicious like that right there.
They point to the empty tiger-sized animal cage.
We'll need to see your current registration for your tigers, wherever they are, so we can confirm they're not stolen.
Mimi looks nervously towards the empty cage.
Why don't you step into my office?
Interior, Wyatt's den, simultaneous. Wyatt stands behind a counter, polishing a shotgun.
So, what can I do you for? 22 millimeter long
Esther's off
rifle,
screen.
9 millimeter short, a novelty-sized Acme bullet.
We're actually looking for information about
Okay.
this.
Keith plunks the tranquilizer dart from the zoo on the counter. Wyatt examines it with an oversized magnifying glass.
Ah, yes. Looks like you got yourself a big honkin' whopper popper there. Heavy duty shit.
The
You
fuck
can
is-
buy these at any Meijer, Target, or Walmart. Have you called them to cross-reference their recent sales?
I want to make this bigger.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I suggested that, but Kiki said he had a better idea. So, how long would this dart knock out a tiger for?
Long enough to maul them, haul them, and stuff them. Around 12 to 18 hours. But to land one, you've got to get real close to those ferocious felines. This baby can't fly much further than I can. Because I'm on a no-fly list. Point is, whoever shot this dart either knows animals.
I mean, if he got on that
works with
no-fly list,
animals,
this fucking
or
hand,
hunts
that's a
animals.
hand.
Well,
If he got on a
that
no-fly
certainly
list
narrows it
pre
down. Looks like
2001, we
finally
know he's
blown
up to
this
some
cage
shit.
wide open.
The shotgun Wyatt was polishing suddenly goes off, blowing a puff of smoke into Keith's face. When it clears, Keith is covered in soot with his hair shooting backwards.
Oh, now imagine if that was loaded.
Interior, circus office, simultaneous. The trailer is full of circus equipment and the walls are adorned with memorabilia. Esther wobbles back and forth on a small balance board. Scraggs bounces gently on a ball with Doinky on his lap. A chimpanzee sits in a corner of the office doing a crossword puzzle.
Not the crossword
Rodman
puzzle.
and Ring Ting isn't the operation it used to be, but as long as there are ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages who still want to
fuck
be
does a
amazed,
chimpanzee
the
look
show
like?
will go on. To business!
Like a monkey, right?
I don't
Like-
have any paperwork for you because we stopped performing with animals when I became ringmaster.
Well, then what's with the cage filled with animal fur?
Yeah, it's just
That's
some
not what
kind
a
of
fucking monkey looks
placage
like.
fur.
Like one of these.
Exactly. It's
Curious
faux
George
fur.
looking ass.
We don't own performing animals anymore.
What about
Yeah,
the
we're a
chimp?
vegan circus.
Reginald?
Reginald.
I do payroll.
Okay, so the paint and
does
fur
payroll.
are just some
Theatrical magic, my dear boy. See for yourself.
Out the window, performers in patterned leotards rearrange themselves into different animals with amazing dexterity.
Oh, it's
Our
Cirque du
secret
Soleil.
French Canadians.
It's
Supple
Cirque du
and
Soleil!
slippery as silk. They can use their bodies to form any shape imaginable. Tiger, giraffe, elephant, bear, even a
I don't know
hybrid
what
of
the
all
fuck a
four.
monkey
A
looks like.
tiger-elephant bear. They're so good that audiences forget they're watching 6 garçons from Montreal. Plus, they're cheaper to feed than the big cats were.
Poutine is ready.
The performers all cartwheel and backflip away.
So, looks like you wouldn't have use for a stolen tiger then.
Esther suddenly convulses and falls off the balance board.
Oh, whoa, brain blast. Mimi, how much advertising have you been doing? Do most people know you're in town? Has an influencer ever done spawn for your show?
We don't have much of an advertising budget these days, but word of mouth works all right for us.
Maybe we can help each other out.
Me and Norwin, just like right here.
Interior
this
circus
is
tent,
this is
later
our
that night.
garçons.
Gwen signs autographs for a line
These
of
are
fans
sexy
as guests clear out
garçons.
from the evening show. A father snaps a picture of Gwen posing with his daughter.
Say, solve it, squad.
Albert Squad.
Solvent smog.
Wow. Glad we caught your Insta post, Gwen. You sure gave a single dad a reason to put on pants and do something nice for his little girl.
I just couldn't stand to think
This
of
guy's doing,
anyone
like, a
in
flip.
town missing the
Wow.
rare and nearly extinct Canadian lion.
She gestures towards the cage in the center of the tent. Inside
Is
is
it?
the really
I don't speak French.
bizarre-looking lion. Its limbs are lumpy and baggy, and its movements are jerky and erratic.
Ayo.
I can see why. It looks very ill.
Well, as my character, Officer Colleen Maxwell, MD, was wont to say, I don't know
Not
whether
Colleen
to arrest it or
Maxwell,
diagnose
MD.
it.
My ex-wife loved you in that show.
He gives a too big laugh. Gwen joins uncomfortably.
Not the
Over
too
by
big
the
laugh.
cage, Keith is setting up a net trap and watching Gwen intensely.
Guys, when was the last time you remember me telling a really funny joke that made Gwen laugh?
The head of the lion turns to its butt and speaks.
You know what? I'd feel better if we just reviewed the plan one more time.
The butt chimes in.
Please, for the love of a non-existent god, no! I will piss in this suit if I have to hear it again. That's a threat.
It's just that if Donkey can't fit in the suit with us, I want to make sure he's going to be okay.
Angle and Donkey in an animal carrier strapped to the back of the motorbike next to Keith. He's gnawing at his tail, looking up, ripping off a huge portion of it. He swallows.
Scrags is
It'll
here.
grow back.
Relax, Scrags. The little D-bag is safe with me.
That's true.
He reaches over to the carrier and notices
here.
that Donkey isn't inside anymore. He spins around and spots Donkey about to chew on a frayed electrical wire. Gwen snatches Donkey up and returns into
Fucking
Keith.
Donkey has no survival instincts.
All right, so what's my role?
Yeah, that's our fucked up
let's
tiger
review.
suit. There
After
we
all,
go.
the plan is impressive and complex, like Ocean's 12.
As Keith
Donkey.
explains, his fantasy of the whole plan going off without a hitch plays out.
Scrags and Esther are hiding in the lion costume in human centipede child's pose,
Gross.
Kinky.
while Donkey and I are
Nice
waiting
plan.
patiently on the motorbike hidden from view. I am gently revving the engine. and
Human
making that
centipede.
baby purr. My hair is perfectly coiffed. I don't have time for helmets.
I had to wear a helmet once when I scratched my head until my skull shone.
Okay. Once the thieves make their way to the cage and onto the hidden net trap, I twist that torque and pull a sick wheelie across the big top, tightening a rope that tips over this bucket, which pours
Fuck
water
does a
down a twisty
motorcycle look
slide,
like?
creating a current down that tiny sailboat so that the single needle on its bow pricks the butt of the narcoleptic clown, who startles awake and opens the tubes connecting to the helium tank
I
to a
don't know
bunch
what
of
the fuck
balloons
up-
that fill up,
what
lifting
this
the
looks
cage
like.
formed by a dozen French Canadians far into
he
the sky,
goes.
setting
This
Reginald
is like
free,
Keith's
who walks over and
imagination.
flips the lever, triggering the trap.
He's like shiny
Uncle Wyatt
teeth.
would be so proud.
We're just
So
going
my
fast as
part is
fuck.
after
Give
the
him
monkey?
tits!
Reginald glares at her.
Gwen, you have the most important job of all. Filming this whole thing so that we can see it go viral on TikTok. And I don't want to risk
Period.
losing the footage.
Period.
Well,
So
I'm going to be right here in the
Objective
cage. Okay?
one,
You'll be able to
TikTok.
see me the whole time.
And if anything unusual happens, I'll be sure to
Objective.
scream.
No, don't do that. Don't you
2.
just stay quiet, okay?
Yep.
Solve
okay.
case.
Unless I'm triggered by any sudden movement, sounds, or unfamiliar faces, then I scream. Yeah.
No, you
Donkey's gonna
idiot, that'll
fucking
blow
die.
our cover.
One of the French Canadians
Rip
who makes up the
Donkey.
human cage speaks up.
So, do we have a time for a smoke before the showtime?
Interior
Not the human cage.
later that night. Everything inside is quiet. The lion is sleeping in its cage. Inside the suit, Scraggs
he's
scrolls
just,
through
like,
photos on his
holding
phone.
one of these.
Behind him, Esther draws a stupid face on Scraggs' ass with a Sharpie. Scraggs finally finds a cute photo of Donkey where he's only a little blurry. At the other end of the tent, Donkey is laser focused on his dad in the
This is
lion's suit.
Scraggs'
He has a
ass.
crazed look in his eyes, while Keith sits on the motorbike, looking at Gwen's Instagram. He leaves a comment with 2
That's
heart eye
Scraggs'
emojis.
ass.
A new comment appears from Sad Dad 77 with 3 heart eye emoji. Keith glares. At the
Not
top of the
Sad
bleachers,
Dad
Gwen considers
77.
both comments from Keith and Sad Dad 77. She clicks Sad Dad's profile. It's the father from earlier, and honestly, he doesn't look half bad. On a whim, she likes his most recent post. Interior father's
all
living room,
just
continuous. The father lounges on a recliner
in
in a
a
schlubby
row.
robe and boxers, staring longingly at Gwen's life. He glances around to see if he's alone and slowly moves in to kiss Gwen's picture on his phone screen. His
Ayo.
daughter appears in the doorway behind him.
Daddy?
Startled, he throws his phone and shatters a window. Interior circus tent, continuous. 2 cloaked
I don't feel
catnappers
like-
slink into the big top and creep towards the edge of the trap. Keith pockets his phone and preps for his big moment.
I don't feel like drawing more of
Scraggs
these
finishes
guys.
his
There we
photo
go.
caption and
That's our
posts it.
human
Ding!
cage.
Gwen has immediately liked the photo. The notification echoes through the tent. The catnappers stop in their tracks.
The
Scraggs tenses
garçons.
up
The
and holds his breath.
garçons. That's not the
Then
what I wanted. The garçons.
he farts right into Esther's face.
Garçon.
Ah, did you really just butt burp into my face?
Esther shuffles around, wiggling the butt of the lion. Catnapper number 1 takes out a tranquilizer gun. Donkey begins a low growl.
Gee, chill.
Catnapper number 1 shoots the butt of the lion.
Ow! What the fuck?
Donkey starts barking and scratching viciously at the sides of his carrier. Keith tries to stop him, but Donkey bites through the mesh and charges at the catnappers.
Doink, doink, doinky, bad shit.
Keith accidentally hits the throttle on the bike.
This is what
hard,
Donkey looks
and it
like when
pops
he's
a wheelie,
pissed.
which launches the bike straight into the air before crashing
Just
down
lots
onto
of
the ground
drool.
with a
More
huge cloud
drool.
of dust. The force of the fall immediately collapses Keith's complicated Rube Goldberg machine. Hearing the noise, Gwen finally looks up from her phone at the chaos. Reginald the chimpanzee sits atop a pile of French Canadians, eating a banana and reading An Actor Prepares.
Amateur.
Catnapper number 1 steps closer to inspect the
That's the other
talking
way.
lion.
It's this one.
Esther unzips the butthole, squeezes their torso through, and grabs the dart to check the label.
500 milligrams? Do I look like a squirrel to you?
Donkey's
Scruggs pokes his head
pissed.
out of the lion's mouth.
Go get him, Donkey!
Donkey rushes at
Sick of
catnapper number
Donkey.
2, who makes a hand gesture that immediately stops him in his tracks. He sits and begins licking his wiener.
Oh,
This is the hand gesture.
Catnapper number 2 runs off, leaving catnapper number 1 staring down Esther. They shoot Esther with another dart.
I think you underestimate the tolerance I've built up.
They shoot Esther again.
Is there even anything in these?
Again.
This is like acupuncture for me.
They rapid fire their rounds.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze.
Oh, my ad block
Just
has
then,
been
the net is
updated.
triggered,
Fuck off.
snatching catnapper number 1 up. Gwen has pulled the lever. She walks over to the dangling criminal.
Looks like you need a prescription for a stint in the slammer.
Ooh, boo.
Interior circus tent later. 2 police officers, Mimi, and the squad stand around the masked catnapper number 1, who's still tangled in the net.
All right, pal. Time to let the cat out of the bag.
He whips off the mask.
Holy crap!
Holy crap!
It's
the,
the guy
the
from
guy from the,
Or
the
out
zoo
of
guy.
the zoo,
The
right?
guy worked at the
I
zoo.
have a name. I have a name. My name's Ken.
Well, not anymore. Now you're just another crime statistic to feed into the system. Consider the choices that brought you to this point. Was it worth it?
Oh, she has
Was
longer
it?
hair. Whoops.
someone's a little
There we go.
testy because their PLAN didn't work out.
I should have known that whole zoo versus circus thing was bullshit. even sounds like a made-up feud. Like
Real.
pillow versus curtain or mayonnaise versus Dua Lipa.
But why
Mayonnaise
steal your
versus
own tiger,
Dua
Ken?
Lipa?
Like, you work at the zoo, man. You
Is that
can
like
pet
a
it
real
anytime you
thing?
want.
I don't give a shit about the animals.
I don't know.
I was just trying to make a quick buck so I could quit
More.
this stupid job.
Well, good
More. Does
news.
Esther have
You've been
kids?
hired. At prison. The hours are long and the pay is shit. We'll take it from here.
Well, but officers, we still need him to give up the identity of his accomplice.
Don't you worry. We got ways of making him talk.
The officers escort Ken
Oh,
out.
police violence?
After a moment, police officer number 1 steps back in.
He's talking about torture. We're gonna torture the living shit out of this
Oh,
guy.
weird.
You got that?
Oh,
right?
yeah, that was loud
for
and
sure.
Yeah, there
I
is
was
a
kind of thinking
systematic
that.
problem with law enforcement.
Yeah, that's
in this
police
one.
brutality. Yeah.
He exits and the squad is left milling about.
Did
well,
Doink survive? Is Doinky
one
gonna
out of
be
2
here?
bad guys caught. Not bad. 50% success rate, right?
That would be Rodney.
Doinky survives. Doinky survives.
Scrags. We all agree. And I hate to be the bearer of bad
Then
news.
don't.
But also, I don't care what anyone thinks.
I
so
love Doinky.
Doinky is a liability.
I mean, she's right, but
What?
Come on, Scrags. All day he's just been a huge obstacle.
Gwen's right. If he hadn't ruined my rock solid plan, we would be TikTok famous right now.
This just isn't gonna work.
Viva Doinky.
Scraggs takes a moment to consider. He lifts up
Viva
Doinky,
Doinky.
and looks him square in the
Viva
eyes.
Doinky.
Doinky is making the absolute cutest face. This is going to be hard. Exterior Puppy Ranch the next day. The squad waits impatiently as Scraggs kneels next to Doinky. Rhoda stands across from
Oh,
them,
so they didn't
rapidly
kill the
petting a
fucking
dog
dog.
that may or
Thank
may not
God.
be dead. A little mutt is tearing away at the hem of her dress. Another is humping her calf.
It's like I always say, dogs are for everybody, but not everybody is a noble person who can take care of another living creature.
Are you mad at me, Dad?
No, Doinky, I ain't mad. I never been mad, and
No,
I ain't
Doinky.
now.
I'm not mad.
That's the thing I want you to know.
But
No, Doinky.
what about Mommy?
No,
Does
Doinky.
she hate me?
Yes.
Scraggs turns to Esther, who is nodding
He
their
looks
head
like a
yes.
fucking hunchback.
No.
No.
A loud roar comes from behind the barn. A bunch of dogs run around the corner and begin barking.
Oh my god, is
incessantly
Doinky
at
gonna
Keith.
die?
Got a Great Dane out back squirting out a litter of 12. Never fuck with a girl boss and all.
Reach, girl.
The barking gets louder
This is
and
gonna be too
angrier.
hard.
Scraggs, can we wrap this up?
Sure, one
We
second.
like wrap this up, yeah.
Doinky,
Rip
I want you
Doinky.
to look out past that,
Can I get some F's in
dog
chat for
eating pigeon
Doinky?
head
Rip
out there.
Doinky.
and let me tell you about us someday.
Rip Doinky.
We're gonna get a little place.
I
How's it
love
gonna
Doinky.
be?
Well, we'll
I
have a
love
cow
Doinky.
and maybe some pigs and a chicken, and down the flat we'll have a little patch of alfalfa.
Not
For the
alfalfa.
rabbits?
This guy about to shoot my dog or something?
More dogs arrive to bark at Keith.
That's right, Doinky.
The fuck are they
For
doing?
the rabbits.
And
Draw nerd
I'm
Doinky.
a rabbit, right, Scraps?
No, you're a dog, Doinky. Okay. You can almost see this place, can't you? Right?
Is
Keith is
Doinky
now
gonna
completely
die?
surrounded by barking dogs.
Am I the only one who feels straight up unsafe right now?
We just can't go there right now. Okay?
What? What did I do?
Scrags, please end this.
Nothing. Nothing.
This
It's
big
nothing you
beard
did.
gun.
It's just who you are.
Not
The
who.
barking has reached a climax.
Ayo.
Mushu, Dolomite, James Thunder Early. Take a chill pill, will ya?
James Thunder
Rhoda immediately
Early.
does a simple hand gesture, then immediately causes all the dogs, including Doinky, to stop barking and start licking their private parts. Scraggs catches it instantly.
Can't you see a
Ayo.
man's trying to break a dog's heart right now?
Thank you, Rhoda. That sure was a nifty trick.
First thing I teach the little heathens when they land, shut your yap and beat your meat.
You teach it to all the animals staying here?
Sure do.
What about the zoo's missing tiger you're hiding out back?
Crap.
Got her ass.
Freeze, Rhoda!
Got
She
her.
immediately bolts across the yard. Scraggs pulls out his gun and aims. Bang! Rhoda hits the dirt hard.
Oh my god, is Doinky gonna fucking die?
Scraggs looks at his gun, bewildered. He peers back to see Esther twirling the tranquilizer dart gun like a gunslinger.
Lightweight.
Esther shoots a dart into their neck, winks at Scraggs, and lets out a sigh of relief. All the dogs begin to wander over to Rhoda's body and sniff it.
Huh. She really had me with the whole animal lover act.
Oh, I for one saw
Rip Rhoda. I don't know
I
if that's how you
mean,
spell it,
this
but Rip
place
Rhoda.
might as well be a zoo.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious in retrospect.
More animals come from the backyard and
is.
begin to sniff and piss on Rhoda.
That's just a good Scooby-Doo
Guys,
episode, though.
When you think about it,
I feel like my
without
face
Doinky,
disconnected.
I mean, knowing that
No,
command at the circus, we never would have caught
Wow.
Rhoda. Maybe he's not so useless after
Yes,
all.
defend Doinky!
Doinky waddles over to the gang, a long
Defend
turd dangling from
Doinky!
his butt and dragging across the ground.
Dad, can I has an idea for the next case?
Let's hear it, bud.
Well, Rhoda's been watching these YouTube videos about 9/11, and they make some pretty good points. I mean, think about it. There's no way that jet fuel could melt and steel inside the World Trade Center. And the Israeli government.
Doinky
well,
continues
they
rambling
think
about
that-
conspiracy theories, dragging his poop with him. Scraggs stands up and solemnly looks at the group.
You think
You're right,
Doinky's
he's
built like this? Wait, here we
Attaboy.
go. Here's Doinky.
The tiger from the zoo saunters out from
This is
behind the barn.
actually canon Doinky.
The other animals scatter as it approaches Rhoda's body. The squad watches, then their eyes go wide.
Oh shit! It's got her foot.
That's Doinky.
Somebody call animal control.
wait,
Keith and Scraggs run off. Esther is laughing uncontrollably. Gwen, staring in horror,
That's not the
slowly
one I
pulls out her
wanted.
phone to film a TikTok.
Face. Squad. Hey! Ashley Clemens and Gwen, Gabe Geeses, Keith, Lauren Lopez, Joey Richards, Scraggs, Brian Roosevelt, everyone else. Shit. It was Brian. Nick's the other one. Okay. I'm just pausing it here so that we don't see all my YouTube recommendation. Solve it Squad. Wait, I'll read the credits. I will read the credits. Let me just go here. Solve it Squad.
Somebody call animal control.
Yeah, somebody call animal
Keith and
control.
Scraggs run off. Esther is laughing uncontrollably. Gwen,
Face,
staring
Esther.
in horror, slowly
It's
pulls out her
Squad.
phone
Solve it
to
Squad.
film a TikTok.
Oh, I did have a typo in this one. Squad. Solve it Squad. Ashley Clemens, it's Gwen. Gabe Greenspan is Keith. Lauren Lopez is Esther. Everyone. Joy Richards, Scraggs. Brian Roosevelt, everyone else. With special guest Giovanni. It was Giovanni. Fuck yeah. Excuse me. Written by Brian Roosevelt, Joy Richard, Corey Lebowich. I hope I said that right. Directed by Corey Lebowich. Theme song by Nick Gates. Solve it Squad based. Animatic by Meg Lloyd, also based. Stage manager Tammy Babich. Yeah! Yeah! Okay. So that was episode 1. I do think this format works a lot better for like audio-based stuff. Because I liked Cinderella's Castle and I love Star Kids, but with like live performers on stage trying to draw on top of them while like everything's moving and we have like the camera angles of the pro shot, it's just hard. What I do want to try when I'm done with Solve It Squad, that's gonna be in my head all week. Solve It Squad. What I do want to try is to play Ace Attorney, which I've never played before, and try that with like the Cinderella's Castle format of just drawing straight on top. And hopefully that'll work a little better because a visual novel is more static. But this was fun. I mean, all the drawings were shit because I'm like, 30 seconds, let's go. But it was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed the live stream, you can join me next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. for the same exact thing. You can join me Saturdays at noon for live 2D rigging with my model update because I can only do this. Bonk my head around, yeah. You can join me Tuesday for Theology for Mutants. We're doing the Book of Roof Tuesday. Yeah, Book of Roof. Next Thursday, Solve It Squad. Saturdays at noon are live 2D rigging. When I'm done with Solve It Squad, I'm going on a cruise, so I will be out for a week. And then when I come back, it'll be more live 2D rigging because I doubt I'm gonna be done in 2 sessions. Ace Attorney, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do on Tuesdays, to be honest. I know Ace Attorney is gonna be Thursday after work. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do on Tuesdays yet. So that's it. If you enjoyed, like the video, leave a comment, all of that fun shit.